Hello, my name is Mitch, and this is my Newbie review of the Walkera Rodeo 110 Racing FPV quadcopter. This is the box this comes in. This fits a transmitter and everything you need to fly. I bought it as bind and fly, so I don't have a transmitter. When you open the box, it's very well packaged. You get the manual, which gives you all of these little information. One thing that I did notice is on the first page there's a item 13, and they call it fixed ID clearance button. I had to scratch my head a little bit before I figured out that that's how you clear a fixed ID, just in case you are like me. And here is the star of the show, Walkera Rodeo 110. I do not have any specs on the motor or the ESCs, as they are. There is no information on that at all. This is the battery, 850 milliamp 2S battery. Came installed, and we have carbon fiber upper and lower plates. It's very stiff, and it will put up in a crash. Not to mention, it is very reminiscent of its bigger brother, the Rodeo, the F210. Sorry, not the Rodeo. And you can clearly see the family resemblance, and I can tell you anybody who's got one of these will pretty much know how this works, because they are also very similar performance-wise. Bearing in mind, one is 2S and one is 4S. But this hovers at around 30% throttle, leaving a lot of extra power for acceleration. And I can tell you from experience, I've flown it around the house a few times now, and this would be much easier to fly outdoors than in. It is very quick. Here we go. We'll go with this. Here is where you would set the 8-channel VTX. This is a 200 milliwatt version. There is a button here, and nobody knows for sure what it does. They do say in the documentation that it's supposed to be upgradable to 600 milliwatts. I'd like it if that was what it was for. Here is where you can plug in another receiver if you prefer using an S-bus receiver. So it's able to do that, no problem. Now, let me see. What else you get in the box? You get a set of props, extra props. You have the tray that gets your spaces for batteries and whatnot. You get a charger, which I haven't plugged in, and I'm not going to, and a space here for your receiver, or your transmitter, sorry. You get paperwork for the warranty. You get the micro USB connector. Now this box is actually very nice to transport it either way, but what I found is that if I use my Dragon Skybox here, the phone fits in really nice, and you got room for the charger and batteries, a quad, and right up to the little foam protector that they use to protect the front of the transmitter. You can just put it across here, and there you go, nice case. Got room for everything you need. There we go. The Genzace 850 2S 1P lipos fit perfectly in it. And to give you a size comparison, this is your 110. This is a Walkera Ladybird. The difference between the two is huge. This is a great flyer. This is also a great flyer, but in comparison, it's a rocket ship. So, close this up here. For those who don't have a Ladybird to compare it to, here is an FPV Inductrix. Not a huge difference, except that this flies okay, but has problems with the battery connector, and right now I'm waiting for a new controller for it so that I can fly it for more than a minute at a time. This gets a good solid 7 minutes of, well, hovering, because that's pretty much all I can do in the house. I've spent a few times upside down, so I know the motor guards work well. My main concern with the quad is that if you look here, you'll see that the wires from the ESCs to the motors are basically the only part of this quad that are not extremely well protected from crashes and getting caught in obstacles. So what I intend to do is just take a little piece of electrical tape and wrap it from the back around the front and back over so that it doesn't get torn off in the wind, and that should protect it from branches such and such. The camera does tilt, works pretty good. All in all, this is a great quadcopter, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. And being is that it's good stiff carbon fiber, I expect it'll put up with as much of a pounding as the FT10, which I've flown. And for people who are running, I can say that not only do they look alike, they perform alike. And to buying this, all I did is I took a copy of this model in my Divention 8S radio with deviation, just copied it over, rebound to this, and flies exactly the same, right up to the beeps, the arming beeps and stuff like that. So here is your bind port on the left hand side. You have a power light at the back, and the other one is the RX bind light, and so when it's bound and ready to go, they are both solid, I think. The props are nice. They have already put up with a little bit of abuse here, hitting walls and whatnot, and you can't even tell. It is, like I said, I think I'm going to be playing with rates to see if I can keep playing in the house with it, because, well, it's cold outside and I wouldn't want to lose it in a snowbank. But as soon as I can get my FPV goggles with the DVR, I will do some flight videos with it, as well as a review of the DVR and the goggles. I'm going to be doing more FPV quadcopters in the near future. I have some coming in, and I'm going to attempt my first build of an actual quadcopter. I call them newbie reviews because I am a newbie in all important aspects. Oh, one other thing that did irk me when I opened up the box is that it comes without a lens cover. Really, for the price of one of these, you'd think they'd give you a lens cap. I hope that they change their minds and decide to do just that, but with or without a lens cap, it's still a great quadcopter. And one thing I can say about Walkera is that every product that I ever bought from them worked flawlessly out of the box, and these quadcopters are no different. I bound it, I did not change anything in clean flight, I didn't even plug it in. I just bound it to my radio and it flew great, and with a little bit of playing around with my radio and possibly a little bit of rate tuning, this would be an amazing quadcopter. I believe it's already right out of the box going to be a great outdoor flyer. I'm going to have to reduce rates or play with Expo just to be able to fly it indoors because this is really fast. The Inductrix in comparison, no. That's going to be parked. I know that it's a great little quadcopter. It flies well, the Inductrix that is, but as far as pure performance, this is just blazing. It hovers at around 30% throttle and goes fast. It's not as fast as this, but let's face it, this is 2S, this is 4S, but for 2S, I think it is one of these. I really do. I would recommend it to anybody who wants to try it. I'm hoping next video to do a little bit of flight video, and I hope you enjoyed my Newbie review. Have a good day.